Welcome back, guys. I missed you. I took a couple days off, and it turned into about 2 weeks off because I was sick of hearing myself talk. I was sick of hearing the words roll over and over that felt like I was regurgitating old thinking. So I took some time and tried to get some differing perspectives, some new ideas to toy around with, and actually sit with them. What I found in this time, one idea that I liked, was we don't know so much about this life. So much is uncertain. And that uncertainty is hard, yes. But what is interesting about that is we hold these values, not values, we hold these ideas, these thoughts about ourselves, these thoughts about the world so tightly, these thoughts about politics, religion, science, we hold them so near and dear that when other data comes and shows that something is not the way that you thought it was, a lot of us struggle with adapting to that new data. We don't want to change things about ourselves, the way we think about the world, because we like to sit in this little box. We like the world to be simple. We like this world to be understandable. And the more you learn, if you have this frame of mind, if you have this mindset that you need to understand everything for it to be okay to exist, that you have to have your simple little thought process, and that's all there is to it. When you learn that we are just a planet that orbits a star, a very small star, that is so many orders of magnitude bigger than our Earth, that we live in a galaxy that is one of trillions in this universe, and there is so much that we do not know. That freaks you out, and it's easier to kill that idea than it is to adapt your thinking, to adapt your knowledge base. This is a very human trait, and it has happened for years. There's been scholars that went against the original declaration that the Earth is the center of the universe. And when it was told that it was not, those people, those scientists that proved this, I think it was Copernicus, if I remember correctly. He was jailed, possibly killed. I can't remember if that's the right story. But people that have differing ideas get hated, even if they're right. You don't want to be one of those people that when data is presented to you, that you're living your life in a way that doesn't follow the truth, that you're living in a way that actually hurts you, and you could change and adapt and become better. If you're one of those people, your life won't be as good when compared to those who will willingly adapt their frame of mind, their mindset, their lifestyle, when new evidence shows that there's good, better ways to do it. It's hard to trust a lot of the information out there. That is true. But the more you can learn about science, the more that you can have a scientific method of looking for truth, that will rarely lead you astray. It will always leave you room for error. If you live in a black and white world, that's all you have. What are you supposed to do when something comes at you and it's blue? Do you call that black or do you call it white? Or is it something completely different? The reality is it is something completely different. And when you don't understand that this world is not black and white, when you do not understand that you do not know everything, and we as a species cannot know everything at once, and that there is room for error in our thoughts, you box yourself in. You get stuck and you ruminate on self-beliefs that are detrimental to you, when you could change it, you could learn. You're robbing yourself of that. If you do not learn to adapt to a world that is ever changing, to a world that in 3 generations will not remember your name. The likelihood that they will remember your name is slim to none. Why would you hold yourself to those beliefs, especially those that hurt you? Why wouldn't you want to learn as much as possible? Why wouldn't you want to continue to grow? It's because of fear, or it is because of ego, or it's because of both. I think that so many people out there are afraid to be wrong. They're afraid to be wrong about their beliefs, about their political beliefs, about their values that they had when they were younger, about their religious beliefs, spiritual beliefs, educational beliefs, that they're so afraid they won't even fact check it. They won't even stand to question whether they actually believe those values, those quote unquote truths that they hold, because they're scared of what they could uncover if they ask those questions. And I say that if you ask those questions, you will become more solidified in the reasons why you hold those beliefs, the reason you hold those truths. But what is scary to most people is either you are wrong and you have to change and you feel embarrassment towards that, or you might come to the realization that you don't know and there's not enough evidence to actually know. So you have to become okay with the unknown, and you have to become okay with being wrong. Those are hard. Those take a level of acceptance and a level of grace that you need to give yourself, but not only yourself, the rest of the world. Because what makes you better than me, and what makes me better than anyone else, that I could deny them grace to make mistakes, that I could not extend forgiveness for their human flaws, because I know I don't have all the answers, and I live in that way. I know there are some truths and there are some factually false things, but I also know that there is room for error within most facts, because we're ever changing the data set that we run on, because we learn better and better things, more and more things. We find better ways to observe this universe that we live in. Don't strap yourself down to those limiting beliefs. Now, that's a grand idea right there. That's a grand look at the world kind of idea. Let's narrow it down into something you can actually use, something that's practical. You stick yourself in this box and you start to question, what is I? Who am I? What am I? What is I? What am I even referring to? Is it the voice in my head? Is it the actions I give into this world? Is it every thought that passes through my brain? Because we're all human. We have weird thoughts that don't come from us. We don't know where they come from. Are you going to stick and hold on to those beliefs that hurt you? If you're like me, my mind has a million thoughts a minute. It's racing, I'm always creating something. I'm thinking about something. I'm contemplating something. And then, most of the time, I have random thoughts pop into my head. I don't know where they came from. I don't know how they got there or why they got there. But if I stick to those negative self-beliefs, those random thoughts that pop into my head, and I stick with them, I can make the next thought and the next thought that have similar prefaces to that have more impact because I'm holding on to it. Whatever my view is on, whatever my theoretical view, it's obviously in my mind, but whatever I'm giving attention to has power over me. I just told you there's so much uncertainty and we don't know where things come from. We don't know where our thoughts come from. We don't know a lot about this universe. But some of us get stuck holding on to that one thought, and we hold it with such surety that we are correct. And it's a damaging belief to us. And we don't want to let go. My advice is to let go of those self-beliefs that hurt you. And be willing to evolve, be willing to change. I am not the same person I was yesterday. I'm not the same person that I was a year ago. I'm similar to yesterday, and I'm similar to the day before, but if I look back far enough, sometimes it's hard to recognize the person I was. Because the idea of the self is ever changing. Because I am ever changing. My actions impact the next thought, but I am unsure of how that will happen. So if you want to use this in your own life, this truth that we are ever changing, and we live in a world and a universe that is so full of unknown. You want to use that to your advantage. Let go of the limiting self-beliefs. Take a look at your thoughts and realize that they are just that, fleeting thoughts. And what you hold onto is what you give power. So choose the things that you want to give power to very wisely, because the thoughts that you choose to run on and the actions you choose to take lead you to the life you will live in the future. And when you reframe your life and your actions into what would I be proud that I did today, tomorrow? What would I be proud of tomorrow that I did today? You will see that your life gets better because you're thinking ahead. You are shaping the thoughts that you have right now to the future. How do I improve? How do I be peaceful tomorrow? How do I be happy tomorrow? How do I be in a better relationship tomorrow? How do I end up in a relationship that I want to be in tomorrow? What do I need to do right now? And you take away a lot of the past resentment, the past failures, because you're focused on improvement. You're focused on taking that next step forward. And one of the only truths that I've learned in life is if you focus on the next right step, your life gets better. There's a lot to be known, and there's a lot that is unknown. But if you take the next right step for you, your life gets better. I have some more interesting thoughts that I will continue to release, but I'm going to leave that right there. I missed you guys. I'm happy to be back. I love you. Keep learning, keep changing, let yourself grow. It's part of the process. I'm proud of you. I'll see you next time.